Welcome back, everybody, for another angel message of hope. And we're going to begin with the messages of life deck from Mario de Guay. These are such beautiful cards with beautiful messages. And I'm thinking we'll see if I remember, but I'm thinking it might be nice to start and end with one of these. So let's see. Feel free to take that in. Just take a deep breath. Feel free to say hello down in the comments. Let me know how you are doing today. Decided to leave this kind of, general and open. And it's been a while since I've done an angel message. So kind of one more time. Let's see what wants to come through. What angel message wants to come through for everyone today? And it's always take what resonates, leave what does not. And this is an opportunity for you to also practice recognizing your own intuition and what your intuition may have been telling you that maybe weren't sure. What was your intuition before? We have a card that came out in a recent reading. We have appreciation. And it says, I am grateful for the abundance in my life. If you are feeling that, or if you want to feel that, feel free to go ahead and say that out loud right now to yourself. Affirm that as truth in this present moment. I am grateful for the abundance in my life. And abundance comes in all forms, right? I think the go-to for a lot of people, myself included, is thinking of abundance of money, right? We all want more money. What are the other ways we could receive abundance? Abundance of, maybe supportive, loving people in your life, or the abundance of, friends who care about you. And as we say, as we think of abundance, it could just simply be maybe you used to feel like you didn't have any of some of these things. And maybe now you're starting to see you have a few more than you did before. And what a beautiful blessing that is, right? We get to define what abundance is. And, it doesn't have to go by someone else's standards. You get to choose. Okay, let me finish it, right? That was just the first sentence. Okay. I am grateful for the abundance in my life as I direct my thoughts towards all that is wonderful in my world. My troubles and worries lighten. With a full heart, I appreciate all that I have. Today, I accept what is as it is and choose to be satisfied. I express loving thanks to the universe for the wealth that is mine. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And appreciation, I know I've said this in previous videos, so I won't go into a long thing, but appreciation, Abraham Hicks has pointed out that appreciation is technically an even higher vibrational word than gratitude, because appreciation is simply recognizing just the beauty of what is, rather than any hint of recognizing that there may have been at one time when you didn't have all of that, which can kind of come through when we think of gratitude, right? I'm so grateful for this. There's kind of like this underlying implication, well, that at one point you didn't have it. I mean, there doesn't have to be, but that can be present with some of that. And with that, please do not get me wrong. Gratitude is freaking amazing. Just noticing slight nuances in the different energies of those words, gratitude and appreciation. So this is like saying, we're gonna go for all of it. We choose to receive all of it, right? We don't even need to have a hint of limitation in our world. You allow yourself to receive all that you desire, the expanded possibility of whatever you used to think was possible for you. You're like, screw the limitation, right? And as we say this, it's like also surrendering the control that you have to. There's some element of surrendering control around needing your abundance or what you have to be any certain degree of different. I feel like there's room for further explanation in there, and I'm not quite sure where to go with it right now. So I'm just going to let that be as it is. But let's see what else we have. We have here Okay, I was kind of sensing this before. We have here everything changes. Everything changes. And that, this kind of, I mean, I immediately think that this is like fall, but it doesn't have to be. This could be spring as well, right? In the spring, you get the new blooms showing up. And in the fall, we get, by that time, those new blooms are ready to now, okay, fall away and make space for new. Let's see what this says. It says, a soft light radiates from my heart. It illuminates those around me and transforms every situation I encounter. I maintain a positive attitude in spite of any difficulties I may perceive. No matter the circumstances, I remain a source of true joy. Everything changes when it is bathed in the light of the divine. And so this is recognizing that, even those things that may seem challenging, difficult, unpleasant, even though it's unpleasant to see it in the light, the gift is that it is in the light. Because everything changes, and we're going to assume everything changes for the better. Everything changes when it is bathed in the light of the divine. And does everything change for the better instantly? No, not necessarily. And yet even that can be a perception, right? It can be the perception of, well, things evolve in stages, and absolutely that would be the truth for many of us, right? And yet we can always choose. I mean, there do not have to be any limits. We have so many limits that so many things we assume here as humans. And I'm not making any of it wrong. I'm just simply highlighting there can still even be different choices, changes in how we think about certain things that we may just think are a given. Is anything coming to mind for you as I'm talking about this? Because I know that, you may relate to this in different ways. Different people hearing this and thinking about this alongside me, you all may think about it differently because it'll have significance for you in different ways. So everything changes. And I say changes for the better as the end goal, right? So whether it be you can immediately, connect the dots between something being in the light and then knowing that it's changing for the better, or maybe that is a progression down the line, that the end goal is changing for the better. The light helps me to see what I couldn't see before. And even though it might be a little unpleasant, it now can be transformed. It now can be purified. It now can be dissipated, transmuted, right? All those words. Everything changes. And that can be a beautiful thing. I'm going to go for one more. Let's go for one more from this deck. What else? What else does this deck want to share with us for today? In today's angel message. This isn't technically an angel deck, at least, it's not advertised that way, but I see it as an angel deck. And I was even going to ask you, do you have angel decks that you've seen or you use maybe yourself that you really like? I'm curious to know because I would like to buy some. I think I asked this in a recent video. I'd like to buy some more angel decks, and there are so many. I'm just, so I'm open to suggestions. That's all. Okay. And now here we have discovering. This is really awesome. Oh, okay. Hold on. Let's read the card first. Okay. So take a look at the picture. Discovering. It says, today I release my old beliefs, convictions, and preconceived notions. In their place, I seek new ideas, innovation, and endless possibilities. I am adaptable. I am able to see beyond my previous limitations and discover greater worlds inside me. Okay, take a look at that image again. I don't think it's showing up on screen, but in the background, so we've got this like babbling brook happening, this water or stream, whatever you want to call it. And right around here, there's actually kind of like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a rainbow. It doesn't fully look like a rainbow, but it's in the shape of a rainbow and it's connecting one side to the other. So sometimes there can be this assumption that if we're in the space of like, oh my gosh, things are changing, right? And if the feeling of discomfort about things changing is bigger than the feelings of appreciation, then it might be really hard for us to see the value in, discovering and getting to, as we release the old, getting to seek new ideas and innovation and endless possibilities. But this is showing for us, it's part of, it's bridging one to the other. Just because we release some of the past, some of the old, we always take forth with us the lesson, the learning, the gifts, the beauty, especially when we allow ourselves to appreciate it and then be open for something new. Because no matter how much we might want to avoid change, everything changes, right? I'm sure it's no secret. You've heard before, the only constant is change, right? And I remember, so this is not a religious channel or anything, but well, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why that came to mind. Whatever, that came to mind, doesn't matter. Okay, I remember a long time ago, a Christian friend of mine was talking about how, I don't remember how the conversation started. Anyway, it was something like, he was saying how Christians, and so I just say this to you as, just, people who, God, I'm wanting to totally censor and edit this part out. So just bear with me here. Okay. Anyway, it was something about, it's just, if you know that you're someone who has pure positive intent and you want to do good and be good in the world, right? Right. So it's not about religion. I'm just using that as part of the story because that's part of the story. But it's not about being a Christian. Okay. I want to make sure that that's clear. And there's nothing wrong with Christians either. Okay. There we go. Point set. Okay. He was saying how, part of being a Christian is choosing to learn and grow and evolve. And I just, I'd never heard anyone say something like that at the time. And I really love that. And I go back to that statement sometimes because I know for myself when I realized that, oh my goodness, there have been certain areas in my life where, maybe I've been reluctant to look at something or accept that something needs to change or whatever it might be. Right. I kind of go back to that statement of, that's right. This is part of what it means to be on this journey of moving in the light towards the light, however you want to depict it, moving in love, in light and love. And to me, light and love they're not fluffy things. They are very powerful energies. Ooh. Especially as we recognize that the light helps transform things that may have seemed unreachable, right? The light can seep into everywhere. Okay, so amazing how these get so deep sometimes, huh? Let's see here. So I don't know. I guess it was just something about allowing yourself to embrace change and seeing the beauty in that and allowing yourself to feel that maybe that appreciation even for change. Because even if there was a situation that we didn't want to change, maybe we're like, wait, I was good with that. I didn't need that to change, right? I didn't need that to change. If we can recognize the value in change because it's part of the bigger picture of maybe the direction your soul is headed, then we can recognize that, okay, I wasn't ready for a certain situation to change in my life. And yet the fact that it is changing and that I'm just, kind of being thrust into it is also evidence that I want to say that you're on the right path, right? Because the change is occurring and because you're allowing yourself to move through it and with it, process all the emotions that come with it in your own way and your own timing, but nevertheless allowing yourself to be with that. That's a beautiful thing. That's a really good thing. And that means that you're not stagnating, right? This is a babbling brook. It is not stagnant. That is a flowing stream of water. And a flowing stream of water is refreshing, right? There's just energy in all that water movement versus a lake that's maybe just been sitting there stagnant. It's not moved. And algae growing on it or whatever, right? No one wants to go in that. That can literally be toxic. And so by you allowing yourself to change and to discover, maybe learn more things about yourself, learn more things about whatever the circumstances surrounding your situation are, the context of it, wow, you're keeping yourself rejuvenated and refreshed. I'm just getting a sense of like renewed energy and aliveness, and which I don't really know if that's a word, but I know I've used it before. And it's kind of like, I don't know, this, just want to point it out in right here, right up here. There's like a, I guess you could say it's kind of like an orb, but it looks like a seagull flying out of the orb, or looks like a plane, kind of. I mean, not directly, but it's kind of in the shape of like a plane with wings. I don't know. My point is added movement, and new energies coming in to your picture. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need to be done with all the change. You can be in process, and newness can still flow through. Beauty can still exist while you are still in process. Change and beauty can still exist while you're in process. I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, that might very well become the title of this video. We'll have to see. Let's pull a few more angel cards. And oh my gosh, we're already at 16 minutes. So let's pull. I'm going to move to the guardian angel cards. Yeah. Yeah, we might just conclude after these, actually. Okay, what message wants to come through the guardian angels? Guardian angel cards. Ooh. Okay, we got, oh geez. We have 3. I think these are ones we've all had before. We have dreams, acceptance, and courage. So there's definitely something here about accepting the changes that are happening and having the courage to move towards your dreams. And part of this is going to be faith too, because when change is happening, especially change that we didn't want, right? Or we thought we didn't want. And I only say that because we may not realize at the time of the change how it's actually bringing us closer to our dreams. Right? So that's where the faith is. That's where the faith shows up, and where I maintain a positive attitude in spite of any difficulties I may perceive. No matter the circumstances, I remain a source of true joy. Yep. I am adaptable. I am able to see beyond my previous limitations and discover greater worlds inside me. And what's inside eventually will show up outside. So what a beautiful thing, right? When you can see those expanded beauty and worlds within you, right? Then it's like everything outside of you even gets more vibrant. And we could also say that's what happens when the light is shown on it, right? We can see things more brightly, more colorfully. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay. I guess I'll read all 3 of these guardian angel cards. Let's see here. I'm going to go in this sequence. So acceptance. There is nothing about you that you need to fix. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that you yearn. Reclaim the disowned parts of you that yearn for love and acceptance. You are beautiful just as you are, regardless of any faults you may perceive you have. You are an eternally radiant being of light. Accept all that you are and just be you. When you truly accept yourself, your whole world will magically and lovingly transform. And then we have courage. Dare to be different, to make mistakes, create, for it is in creation that you exist. In this world of dreams that stem from the eternal heart, you are one with all creation. All is possible. Go forth and be true to yourself, for it is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. I think we're going to come back to that one. Let's see what the last one says. Dreams. This is a wondrous time of healing and positive transformation. Embrace life each moment and keep focused on your dreams. Retain the purity of your vision, and you will draw success to you. All you ever wished for, even that which seemed a distant dream, is about to manifest. So part of the reason why we might have such apprehension or resistance to things changing, to discovering something new, and maybe even towards accepting what's happening, could be because we are afraid. We're afraid that we're going to make a mistake and that something's going to be wrong about it or bad about it, right? We might be afraid that people won't accept our true self. It is only through being true to you that you can be true to others. So here's the interesting thing, because everything's connected. So the more we accept ourselves, the easier it becomes for others to accept us as well. Now, does that mean everyone's going to accept us? No, it does not, unfortunately. And yet the more you allow yourself to be in your own energy, being yourself, loving who you are as a being that is just as much worthy of being here on earth as everybody else, it becomes easier to stand for you, for what is aligned for you, what is rightfully yours, about just, having appreciation for yourself, and easier to have courage to do things that you may not have been able to do before. And also, the more that you allow yourself and accept yourself to be who you are, do what's authentic for you, dare to be different. It literally says dare to be different. You begin to recognize that there are no mistakes. Everything's just experimenting and learning something new. And part of the growth process, part of the discovery process of what works, what doesn't work. And where was it? It says, create, for it is in creation that you exist. So what does that mean? What's coming to mind right now is the whole lake versus river or babbling brook, example again. I feel like we could go beyond that too, but we could say that, the lake is just there, right? Versus the babbling brook that is making its presence known. It is utilizing its ability to move, to flow, and take action as an extension of it being here, right? Are we meant to just be here and then do nothing? I mean, what's, where would we see more? I'm trying to prevent any sort of judgment that could show up as I say this, everyone's got different circumstances, right? Everyone has different circumstances. But if we know there are certain things that we could be doing that we prevent ourselves from doing, I think it's simply about recognizing the value in you allowing yourself to grow and evolve and change and do things differently, because that's the gift that you give to the world. And a lot of the times, maybe not a lot of the times, but maybe if you're in this space where you're afraid and not accepting yourself, then definitely in that space, it's going to require you to believe in yourself first, to see the value in you doing something different that maybe other people aren't doing. And that's just it. No one else is doing it. But if you do it, well, then everyone gets to benefit from the value that you just created, you just provided, right? Could be a topic that no one else is speaking about. And you're like, how come no one's talking about this? that's the value you bring to the world, right? Or no one else is taking action on something, so then you do it. And other people might be like, oh, I didn't realize that that needed to be taken action on. I didn't realize that how much of a difference that, doing something different there would make. And maybe that's because that's not supposed to be their focus or their top priority. They've got other top priorities. And so even just recognizing that, right? That if something is standing out most to you, it's very possible that that's because that's yours to do. That's your thing. That's where you get to provide value. Other people maybe aren't supposed to see it or embrace it, take action on it, because maybe that's not theirs to do. I hope this is making sense. You are a beautiful light being in this world. And I hope that you will always allow yourself to see that, to embrace that, to feel that, to practice, and seeing that in yourself, both as you close your eyes and then, of course, as you live your life out in the world. And, if you don't have other people in your world reflecting back to you that you're worthy, I hope you will challenge yourself to begin to do that for yourself. Because when you see your own worth, the rest of us truly benefit from it as well. Have an amazing day. I hope you enjoyed this message, and thank you for the likes, comments, subscribes, all of that. Absolutely appreciate it. So grateful to have you here, and I'll be back again soon with another message of hope. Bye for now.